Hello and welcome to this week's how-to. This week's how-to is going to be all about giving names during a reading. And there's three things really that I'd like to talk about. There's some people, I've done it in groups before, where people don't like giving names. They don't have the confidence. They don't have the conviction. But also intentionally they say, I'm not very good with names. I can't do names. And actually, when we set the intention within the group, it was amazing how many people got names and how many people were accurate with the names that we gave. Once we started to say, I can do this. The intention is for me to give that. I want Spirit to come and bring me a name from somebody who has passed over. The difference is staggering. So I'm assuming, as you're watching this video, that you are fully aware of how to open yourself, how to connect with Spirit. And ashamedly, at this point as well, I always talk about if you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I do a course on Udemy which is called The Definitive Guide to Mediumship. And there's three meditations in there. There's a power meditation that we talk about. There's a spiritual meditation where you open yourself up and sit in the energy of Spirit. And there's also mindfulness meditation where we start to connect and realize with ourselves. And they're things that you can use to connect with Spirit and go forward. But what I want to talk about is as if you've come that part of the journey. So you have the ability to connect with Spirit and be with Spirit, and that then once you get that connection and you can set that intention, off you go. So there's three things that I want to talk to you about today about how you can help to get names on an evidential mediumship reading. Firstly, do not or don't say don't or I can't. Because if you keep saying, I don't get names, I can't get names, I struggle with names, I never get names, guess what? You are never going to have names. You're going to struggle with names. It's going to be difficult. So I want you to change that mindset straight away. I want you to say that part of my development of mediumship is I want the ability to be able to give names to people during a reading. So when somebody sits with me, I want you to give me a name because I can get names and I enjoy giving names. Rightly or wrongly, I enjoy giving names. Okay, so the first part is stop saying don't, you can't, I haven't, it doesn't work. Okay, start to have that conviction of confidence to say, I want you to give me names. I can give names. I do that. Okay, the second part of this is it's the intention. So when we're opening ourselves up and we're about to give a reading, you want to turn around and say, right, if I'm doing a rostrum, I'll turn around to Spirit and say, please, can you give me the names and the people who want to come down to the earth plane and give a message to somebody in the audience. That's what I want to do. I'm setting that intention of my guides, go and get me somebody who I can work with tonight, who is going to give a fantastic message, an evidential message to somebody in this audience, and I want their names. I want you to give me the names so that I can deliver those names to those people to ensure that the evidence is fantastic. So they can heal. I can serve, I can develop, they can heal. Yeah? And the third and final part of this is, so we agree now that we're not going to say don't anymore. We're going to set the intention, or if it's not on a rostrum, it's a one-to-one meeting, right? I want you to bring somebody through for me. I want you to give me whatever this person here needs right here, right now. And if there's a message from Spirit, I want you to bring the person through and give me their name. That's the intention you're setting. Give me your name, okay? The third part to all of that is the conviction and practice. So, how many times have I worked with mediums when they do a reading and at the end we go back over it and you say, yeah, that was my Uncle Jim. And you go, oh no, I had the name Jim and I didn't have the conviction to give it and I didn't feel I could give it and now I'm going to kick myself. Two reasons. When you're in a development circle, firstly, there's a reason that you want to develop and you want to know that what you're doing is right. Secondly, you want to be able to give the best evidential reading you possibly can to the person that's in front of you so they can truly understand that there is everlasting love on the other side. We don't die, we just transcend. Okay? It's having the conviction to be able to deliver it. And there's another part in there which is the practicing. Keep practicing. Do you know what? It doesn't matter if you get 1,000,001 things wrong. It doesn't matter. You're trying to tune yourself, you're trying to work with, you're trying to help, you're trying to be part of, you're trying to serve Spirit. Develop yourselves and heal others. Don't feel as if people are going to judge you because you might get some things wrong. I always say it, and it's one of the things that I've learned in my life, is whenever you're giving a reading for somebody, they always remember the yeses and you always remember the no's. Don't worry about it. Have the conviction, have the surrender to be able to, you can do this. You set the intention to do this. Then you deliver it and you practice. It doesn't matter. I did a reading for in a rostrum last 5 weeks ago, and I said to the lady, I said, his name's Robert. You called him Bob, but his mum called him Robert. And yeah, that's true. I did a reading exactly the same evening. I had a lady come through and she turned around to me and she said, my daughter is here. She lives in Glamorgan Street. Can you understand that? Yeah, I can. That's me. Even described where the door was, even described where she was on the street, even described there was a chip shop in her street. I had the conviction to give it. I also gave another evidential link. I gave the date of birth, the passing of somebody's father. I've given, there's so much, the list goes on and on and on. I've said the story a million times when I'm giving this woman a reading and she's really closed and we're in the middle of it, and I said to the mother who's passed over, come on, give me something here. I need you to help me to get through to this lady. And she just said, tell Claire to unfold her arms. And Claire was sat here like that. And I said, Claire, please unfold your arms. And she did. And then she said to me, how do you know my name? And I said, I don't know your name, but your mother does. It's about having that conviction. And there's a lot of people out there that see me do this. So, it is there. And I don't worry about trust. I know what I do and I know where it comes from. Okay. But it's having that conviction. So first of all, please start saying you can give names. You are an expert at giving names. You are the best person at giving names. The second part is when you're doing your reading, whether it's a rostrum, one-to-one or whatever, set the intention of somebody coming from spirit of which you're going to give a name. And when you're given a name from spirit, have the conviction to deliver it. And practice. Okay? There is no right or wrong. You're just trying to serve. And if you're doing it with authentic love and intimate, and you're doing it for all the right reasons, there's no reason to worry whatsoever. So thank you very much for watching this how-to. I hope it's been educational for you. If you can, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, that'll be great. And also there's going to be a link below here to get the definitive guide for mediumship for just £9.99, saving you £90 as well. So you can take the course and you can start to learn to open yourself. But names are important. They're a great way of showing the true evidential link that you have with spirit when you're doing a reading for somebody. So start giving names today. Thanks very much. Remember, be love and give love. Thank you very much.